Hey everybody, it's Donna Sylvester coming to you from Beaverton, Oregon. I want to take a few minutes today to talk to you about how easy it is to import your contacts into SendOutCards. Step one is to get a copy of your contacts exported from whatever file they're in now. We'll need an Excel spreadsheet with your contact database that we can then manipulate. I would recommend that you save a copy of that original, give it a temporary name so that we're not altering your original database, and then we'll work with your temporary file. So once you've done that, go over to Relationships on the left, click Import Contacts, and then click Download a Sample File here. This is a file of the headers that you're able to use in importing your data into SendOutCards. You need to use these headers. You're not able to add other columns, and you need to make sure your columns say whatever is here. For example, most people are going to have zip in the postal code, and you need to make sure that that column says postal code. Now, if there are columns you don't want to use, you can delete them, like all these phone numbers and websites. If you don't want to track those and send out cards, just delete those columns. You've got 3 columns that have dates in it: the birthday and anniversary date of your primary contact and the spouse birthday. So go ahead and make sure that those 3 columns are all have the same format for that date. And then lastly, you must have a country code. So even if everybody you've got's from the United States, you need to put United States by every record. Then lastly, you have the option to add a group. And so you could have everyone in the same group. It could be initial import. It could be 2021 current clients. Or you could take your spreadsheet and identify different groups within your database. You might have current clients, past clients, referral partners, family and friends. And if you want to segment your database that way, you can do that. And then when you import it, SendOutCards will create those groups for you. Now, the last thing while we're looking at this is that a lot of people that I talk with might have first and last name in one field and the address 1, 2, city, state, and zip in one field. And you do have to get those separated into 2 fields. That takes a little time. It's not too hard. Just go to Google and type in convert one column to multiple columns in Excel, and there's the instructions on how to do that. It does take a little time, but it's really not too bad at all. Once you have your database ready to go, it's going to look sort of like this. So here's my database, my demo database. I've eliminated everything except the names, the addresses, and the birthdays, because that's really all I track and send out cards. So I've got my country code here. I did name these people one demo as the group. And so my database is ready to now be imported. Once you have your database done, go back to SendOutCards. So here we are, SendOutCards. Click in this gray box and grab the file that you just fixed, that you just set up in the correct format. Mine is right down here. Where did it go? There it is. Open. And when you do that, it will preview your data right here. You can see what it looks like, and it will ask you to make sure that the format shown here is the correct format for your date fields. And so you can see that that's the correct format for my date fields. So once you've done that, come down and say next. And then it's going to sort and tell you of your records how many are ready to import. I have 3 records of 3 ready to import. Let's suppose that maybe you're importing 100 names. Yours might say 95 of 100 ready to import, and it will have the names, the fields up here, the records that have an error in them, and it'll highlight the error in pink. So if you have errors in your database, what you want to do is hit this back button here, go back to correct your database, and then start the process of import again. Once your database is correct, then you come all the way down to the bottom and click import. Now, the reason you correct your database is that if you import a database the second time, it will duplicate the records. Typically, once you do your initial import, then records that you need to add, you'll just do that manually. So I'm going to go back here to send out cards, back to the relationship. And once I've imported, if I want to add a contact, I come over here to this add contact and add them one record at the time. Now, if you buy another book of business, and so you have another whole list to import, you can do that, but you want to make sure that you don't have duplicates in the database that you're importing and your existing database, because they will show up as duplicate records, and then you'll have to clean that up. All right, there you go. Hopefully that seems easy to you. If you have any trouble, you can call customer support 801-463-3800, or you can give me a shout 303-618-3455. Thanks everybody. Have fun sending cards.